Our other co-host, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
It's good. Good.
See, that's how you get into something, Sara. That's how you started off. See? Mike said, hey, guys, how's it going? Now, I'm Sara. I have two co-hosts. To be fair, though, it would have been weird if Mike had said, I'm Sara and I have two co-hosts.
Yeah, at least he didn't. This is Beyond the Screen. If you are joining us for the first time, we just kind of shoot the shit, talk about whatever. Later, we will get into a movie exchange where we pick movies for each other to watch. And yeah, I think that's about it. So,
Can I talk about Squid Game yet? When can I talk about Squid Game?
Go ahead. I have not seen it.
Me neither.
I don't. Is it? I've seen clips and it's violent. Super. I can't do violence.
Oh, it's so good, Sara.
I know. I heard it's incredible.
You've
watched it all?
Oh, I watched the whole thing. Yeah, I watched it in about a week.
I saw
a week to get through it.
I saw the red light green light game, and I was like, oh.
You should watch it, Sara. It's really good.
And then I found out what they do with the boxes, and can't do that kind of stuff.
Dude, that person was alive.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. So
yeah, it's a really good show. It's all I really have to talk about this week. So it's like all I watched was Squid Game. It's oh god, it's so good.
Tell us about it. I haven't heard anything about it. It hasn't been all over the internet or TikTok or Twitter the past 2 weeks.
If for some reason you don't know, Squid Game is a show about it's essentially like a battle royale almost. It's like it's a murder game. A bunch of contestants are competing for a bunch of money, and they start with 465 of them, I believe, or maybe it's 456. It might be 456 of them. It starts with 456, and it becomes less and less with each game. It's 6 really fun games. I like to play the game of how quickly would I die here. Usually it's pretty quickly. I don't think I'd make it past red light, green light.
But
all the characters are super likable except for when they're not. But when they're not, it's because like they're very well written, and you're just like, I fucking hate you. But like you're like, I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but I don't like you. The aesthetic is really cool, like of the place that they're being like held in or whatever. The soundtrack is awesome. I'm sure you've heard the music on TikTok. Like the Pink Soldiers theme is some of the best music.
It's so creepy.
It's so creepy.
The music is like, ugh.
The Pink Soldiers have a walk that they do, that has like a lot of swagger to it. That combined with the music is very offsetting. It's very, very creepy. Obviously, I won't get into spoilers or anything because I want you guys to watch it. But,
Mike, you haven't seen it?
No.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch it? Do you like horror things? Yeah, we've thought.
I mean, I do, but
I wouldn't call it horror.
It's
like
got
a lot of gore.
It's like
it's gory.
It's action-ish.
Like Saw. I heard it's compared to like Saw with like the games or like Hunger Games.
Kind of. I don't know. I think Saw's a lot less. There is something about this show that you're not. I never felt scared. I was on edge and I was sad, but I never felt scared. But I think it's really good. I think all the characters are really good, like I said. It really knows how to make you feel. It's only 9 episodes on Netflix. I really wish that they'd done week to week instead of all at once for this one. I feel like that would have worked really well, especially with the way that it does like cliffhangers and stuff. But yeah, they kind of set up a possible season 2 at the end. So, and it's making. I mean, I think it's like the most watched show on Netflix.
It
ever,
is.
So
it is. It's. Did you hear the story behind it?
No.
Well, I've read the story of the production, all written and directed by one guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's been pitching it for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
and everyone turned him down until recently with Netflix. So it's a quick
Wow.
runaway hit. So people out there, take your time and just take your whatever project and go everywhere with it. You don't give up on it. So this guy just
Netflix finally picked it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
especially
boom.
since it's in subtitles, right? Like it's all like
it's also
it's
there's
dubbed.
also an English dub, but don't watch it.
No. don't watch it dubbed. I heard like it's not.
And when you're doing the subs, you don't want the English closed captioning subtitles. You want the regular English, because the English closed captioning is subtitles of the dub.
Right.
Oh.
Not so it's.
You just want what the show is. Like the show is putting up subtitles.
Yeah, it's not a straight. It's not a translation of the Korean. It's subtitles of the dub. Now, the reason you might need that is because since it's closed captioning, it has more. It like defines who's talking and stuff. So people with hearing impairments. So that's where the subtitles are. That version of subtitles are more helpful. So it's not. You can't just say, "Hey, don't use the closed captioning at all. Use the other version," because it does have some things in it that are more helpful for people with hearing impairments.
But for me,
for you, definitely you would want to watch the regular English subtitles, not the closed captioning.
Got it.
Yep.
Very good. I highly recommend it.
Anything else? Just Squid Games?
I mean, I've got one other thing, but we can go around in a circle if you want. I think that might be fun.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun. Mike, you're next.
Do you want to talk about what I've consumed media-wise, or do you want to talk about real life stuff?
Whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify because as soon as we got done with the last episode recording, something happened pretty quick. It was like a regular day. I went downstairs to grab something to drink, saw the television that my uncle was watching, and there was like an advertisement for a job. It's like, you can apply here. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. I go on the website, I fill the application out, send it off. There's like, why not? Just why not? And then all of a sudden I get a phone call. It's like, it's the place. And it's like a local television station. I'll just clarify. Working behind the scenes. And then I get a phone call. It's a phone interview. I talk to the chief engineer of the place. I'm like, had a good time talking to him. It was a very good rapport. And he's like, come by the station and I'll give you a tour and do more. And I was like, okay. So I end up going there one day. Actually, I think it was the same week, actually. Go in for the interview. He showed me around the studio, which is pretty cool. And then he's like, we need somebody for this position because nobody local's doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, I don't drive. So I just need to find a ride share. It's like, yeah, that's not my thing. You do that. My goal was to find a ride share. I found a ride share. And as soon as also the other thing that kind of sucks right now, I'm waiting, is because I did a drug test and I had to get the drug test in. And now I'm just waiting on the results to come in. And as soon as the results come in, I can do my job. So I'm hired. I just need to get the drug results in order to do my job. So it shouldn't take a week. It should not take a week to get the results in. I did it last week of this recording. So it's just I'm waiting.
They found some
waiting.
shit even you didn't know about. They found some deep
Mike!
shit.
I don't know.
Partier!
Mike, that was the wrong brownie you ate. That was something else.
No.
Okay.
It's I'm like clean. It's like it shouldn't come this long for it to be clean. It's like
You're like out in the middle of nowhere, right?
yeah, basically.
They probably had to ship it back to civilization. That's probably why it's taken so long.
Dang.
That's
I didn't know where that was going.
wow. No, it was just complicated. So yeah, I have a job basically, and
Woo!
That's awesome, dude. What are you doing at the station?
Huh?
What are you doing at the station?
So
For-
the
for
position, so the position is called the Master Control Operator.
Ooh.
So
What?
Ooh.
Master control.
the station it's just up for me. They have 3 channels. They have CBS, Fox, and CW, and you have to maintain a playlist of like programming, commercials, and everything else in between. And it's just like you have to make sure it keeps running throughout the whole day through your shifts. So I have the morning shift, which is like 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. So it's 8 hours, and then so it's like minimum wage, or it's actually like $15 an hour, which is like really good pay, and like I'm super excited to get into it. But it's just like I'm waiting.
That's your minimum wage?
Yeah.
That's not your minimum wage.
No, it's
15?
not. It's not.
Oh,
I just said that.
I think that's.
No,
I think that's my minimum. I think that's minimum wage here.
Yeah,
in
I think that's
Maryland.
Jersey's minimum wage.
I don't even know what Wisconsin's minimum wage is, to be honest. But I just saw the pay. And I
Minimum
was like,
wage. Wisconsin.
North Carolina's is like $7.75.
Yeah,
or
Wisconsin
something.
is $7.25 still.
Yeah, that's
which is the
crazy.
federal minimum.
But is your cost of living like lower out there?
Not that low.
No, not
no,
Nowhere
no,
in the U.S. is that low.
no.
it's not low. It's still pretty expensive to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry. Minimum
Gotta
wage
explain.
in Maryland overall is $11.60 to $11.75, but in one of the counties specifically, it's $13.50 to $15 an hour.
Wow.
So
Interesting.
Let's just all say how much we make. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I mean, that's just yeah. So we'll see how podcasting goes in the future for Merc, and of course into the grid and then the stuff I'm doing on the side. So it might work
it's
out.
about to get busy.
It's
He's
about
gonna
to get
forget
busy.
us, and with all his new TV station friends. He's gonna do a podcast with them. He's gonna do a Power Rangers podcast with them where they watch Dino Thunder and then talk about it.
It's okay, Shawn. It's okay. He won't forget.
No, Sara, you're not the one that's losing a Power Rangers podcast. Okay?
You're right.
Yeah, since I'm going.
That's
in
awesome, Mike.
Yeah, I was like super. It's all I've been thinking about this past couple of weeks. It's just like it's been
I'm
like
sure.
a crazy couple of weeks. So we'll see next time.
Everybody go follow him at Mike Mixtape and send him positive messages.
Woo woo.
So that's the life stuff I wanted to mention on top. So
Awesome, dude.
Yay. Life.
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 I have no life stuff to talk about.
No, it's not.
I'm
And
exhausted from life.
I mean, life is just what it is, and if you
Amen.
sometimes you might need a mental break because you need to focus on
life
mental
is
health.
life, guys.
Life is life.
Life is life, guys.
I think I'm more busy and stressed out with work now than I was at the beginning of the pandemic. Like I think work is worse now. It's so short staffed. I just had one of my best employees tell me she's quitting today. I'm like, you can't leave.
Oh,
Please.
God.
I need you. We had to fire a guy. That was a whole mess.
Ooh. Wow.
Do you ever follow that TikTok account where it's the guy that's like a retail manager
Which one?
There's
There's like
oh, okay.
There's
Well,
so
this is
many
one
on
of
oh
those,
TikTok.
yeah.
life is a bag of shit.
Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah. Where he's always like, I'm so excited to start my day as a retail manager, and then he goes,
I feel
3
like
people
shit.
didn't show up today, so now I have to work
Feel
the
like a
registers. Getting yelled at by a 60-year-old.
Literally me every day. Every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, like today's gonna be fine. And then I'll walk into work and there's like 8 things that happen. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this today. Like last week was really bad. Like I think it was like last Thursday, I walked in, I was exhausted. That's a whole nother story because of my dog. And I was like crying. And I had like 4 things that had to get done. And I'm talking to my manager and the health inspector walks in. And I was like, I do not have time for this today. Like
You just walk out.
I had 2 people call out. That was the day I had 2 people call out. One like an hour before she was supposed to get there. We're already short staffed. And then the health inspector just walks on back. And I'm like, not today. Like,
Not today. We're not passing.
please don't. We did. We passed. So
Just shut it. Just close the doors. You don't even need
we're
to go back
closed.
there.
We're not here.
We're closing.
We're open, but don't come in, please.
We're open, but we don't serve health inspectors here, so you'll have to come back later.
Please come back later.
Find
But
a different location.
We have 3 other locations. Like go there and then come back to us and
Yeah, give us like a couple months and come back.
it's terrible. So yeah, that's my dog. I can talk about this. My husky, little asshole. Just kidding. For the past, okay. Oh, I can talk about, okay. About a week and a half ago, he ate my husband's like computer cord, like ate it completely and had a piece of it in his stomach that he passed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it came out because he was like, he had all this diarrhea and we were like, what is happening? Because like he's a dog, so I'm like, I don't know what happened. And my husband's like, I found a piece of my cord in his poop. And I was like, well, that explains it. So he was up. This was last Thursday. I had to take him outside like every hour. Like he would just wake us up because he was like straight chocolate syrup. Yeah. Like it was terrible.
Don't describe it like that.
If I had to deal with it, so no, it was bad.
I will throw up live on the air, dude. We're not even live, but I still will throw up live. I'll bring this live.
Sorry, trigger. I didn't get any sleep, and he just was up and up. That kind of passed, and then since Monday, he's been scratching himself like crazy. Like you know how dogs like scratch themselves, but he all through the night just will scratch, stop, and he's loud. He's just obnoxious and dramatic, so he just like throws himself on the floor and throws himself in his crate, and he's so loud. So I'm waking up like stressed and crying because I'm like, because I make the mistake. I'm a very emotional person, if you guys haven't figured that out, of course. I make the mistake of Googling it, and it says your dog might be having an allergic reaction to something. So I'm like, oh my God, he's dying. He's itching from the inside out. This is terrible. And my husband's like, go to sleep. It's fine. And it's all I can think about. I was stressed out and freaking out about him. I'm trying to figure out what has changed. She's had the same food. Maybe it's like at the allergies outside, like the seasons and stuff like that. So then we think, okay, we have these bushes that have berries. I've seen him eating them. Maybe it's that. There's like ivy around. So I'm like, maybe it's that kind of irritating him. So the other night, my husband's like, okay, let's give him Benadryl and see if that helps, if it is like a reaction to something. So I did not know that you could give dogs Benadryl. So I'm like, we're not fucking giving him Benadryl. And he's like, yeah, like you can give it. I'm like, no, like I'm literally, again, exhausted, crying. Like, we're going to kill him. We can't give him Benadryl.
Can't do it.
Like, let me call my mom, because we used to do it all the time with our other dogs. And I was talking to his mom and I'm crying. And she's like, it's fine. Like, he's going to be okay. So I'm looking it up on TikTok, and it's all these TikToks of dogs on Benadryl, like high out of their mind. So I'm like, oh my God.
Your first place to go is TikTok?
Yes. The truth of TikTok. So I start freaking out. We gave him, because it's however much per pound that the dog weighs. So each pill is 25, whatever it is, milligrams, whatever. And he weighs 40 pounds. So we just gave him one pill. So I just wanted to see how it would react. Nothing happened. Like, it didn't affect him at all. He was fine. He was a little drowsy, but he was like, fine. So then, of course, I'm crying again because I'm like, nothing's working. I don't know what to do. We finally decided last night. I gave him a bath about like 2 weeks ago. And since he's a husky, he has that like undercoat. Yeah, and you have to really make sure it dries well. Well, he's a husky and they hate water and getting their paws wet. So it's hard for me to like give him a bath by myself. So he's like trying to get out. It was a mess. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I think that's what it was. I don't think I dried him properly. I think it's just really irritating him. So we gave him a bath last night. It took me and my husband. It was a handful, and it worked. And he's okay now. And I finally slept. I woke up this morning and I was like, I slept through the whole night. I wasn't stressed out. So yeah, it's been a wild like week and a half. And on top of work being awful. So
of course.
Yeah. So the puppy's okay. But my husband's like, I can't believe he just eats everything. Shoes, cords. He was chewing. We looked down. He was chewing on our router cord that was plugged into the outlet. Ooh. And I was like, no! Like,
no!
You're going to die. Like, he does not care.
It's like a baby.
Literally. I say that all the time. I'm like, he's like a baby. And my parents are like, he's not a baby. You don't know what it's going to be like to have kids. You can't compare it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
kids are always trying to kill themselves.
I have to make sure he doesn't poop on the floor. I have to like take him out all the time. I have to make sure he doesn't eat things like a baby.
Yeah.
Basically.
Literally a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you, Shawn? Any life stories?
No life stories. But another piece of media that I watched the first 5 episodes of Troll Hunters, which is a show on Netflix, like a kids show, kind of. It's a kids animated show.
Is that the...
But Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
It's a Guillermo del Toro series. Yeah. There's Troll Hunters, and then there's 3 Below... And then Wizard of the... It's his, like, universe on Netflix.
Oh.
It tells a story. There's the Troll Hunters show. Then there's another show that is, like, a sequel. And then I think there's a movie that wraps up the story of both shows and some other characters and stuff. Well, no, maybe it's one show that got a bunch of seasons, another show that only got, like, 2 seasons, a show that only got 1 season, and then a movie. And the movie wraps up the storyline. So apparently it's, like, a big universe connected story, so I'm gonna try to watch that, and hopefully it's good. I liked the first 5 episodes; they were fun.
Have you finished watching Only Murders in the Building or caught up at all?
I forgot to watch it.
I'm just kidding. There's one more episode left.
I gotta catch up.
Oh my god, this show is so good. It's
all right. I gotta catch up so we can talk about it.
Yes, please do. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Who wants to go next?
I'm out of stuff to talk about until we get to the exchange.
Wow, Shawn.
Wow. So yeah,
I have a lot to talk about.
I prepared way too much because as I'm waiting to start my new job, I did everything else in between.
Wow, good for you. No, I'm kidding.
Good for you. You look happy.
Happy and healthy, baby. Love it. Oh man, that album is. Anyway, sorry.
It's fine. It's so I'm editing Prime Picks for the feed, Merc with the Movie Blog feed, and 3 and 4 is going to be up. 3 should be up this week, which is the 15th. Episode 4, starring Sara, should be coming on on the 22nd. And so as I was editing those episodes, I was watching a movie on Hulu, which was The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, which stars Adam Driver.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but
It's the Terry Gilliam film that and it's got an interesting production story because he's been trying to make it for years and years and years, and he has like bad luck trying to produce and make this film. There's even like a documentary that kind of came out of the first attempt he was trying to make for the film. But yeah, I eventually got to make it, and God, if you look at the Wikipedia page for this movie, it is like there's like legal stuff behind it regarding the film. It is bonkers, but no, the movie is really good. Adam Driver plays like this commercial director who shooting commercials in like Spain, and he gets to revisit the area where he shot his student film, which is the Don Quixote kind of student film. And he goes to this like local, looking for like local talent. He asks this old shoemaker to be Don Quixote. He's like, "You're Don Quixote," and then like he makes the film with the locals. And over the years, the old man thinks he's actually Don Quixote, and so he's like acting like Don Quixote the whole time.
It's the High Sparrow.
So.
Oh God, it is. Oh no.
What's that supposed to
Not
mean?
Him, dude, I hated him. He was
the best
awful.
character. Are you kidding me?
Wait. Well acted for sure. Terrible.
The High
terrible.
Sparrow it's so interesting and so complex.
I hated him. He was so evil.
Are we talking about the same character?
From Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
He was so evil.
He plays the dad in Pirates of the Caribbean. He plays Elizabeth Swan's dad.
Wait,
Yes.
are you saying the High Sparrow was like
I
a good
love-
guy?
He was a little gray, but I mean...
Was he?
Yeah.
He like took over the country.
Okay.
Through religion.
Yeah, that's,
And he fucking
Sean, that's
killed
what they do.
people,
I don't know if you
dude.
know this.
I know, but they fucking killed people, bro.
They all killed people.
He was evil.
Anyways,
Anyway.
Adam Driver, throughout the film, he's trying to convince the old man he's not Don Quixote, and then, I mean, there's like hallucinations going on in this film. There's like, it's beautiful because it's shot in Spain, so it looks gorgeous with the city locales, but I mean, it's a long movie. It's like over 2 hours long. It took me like a couple of days to watch it because I was like editing and watching in between, and I was just like, it's a good film. Probably one of the best Terry Gilliam films I've seen. I've only seen like 12 Monkeys, this film, and I think with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So that's only the ones I've seen for Terry Gilliam. But if you like Adam Driver, he does a decent job in this film, for sure. So that's one of the films I've seen. As I was editing the Hook episode with Sara for Prime Picks coming out on the 22nd, which you should definitely listen, I got into a huge, and I'm still in this huge Peter Pan rabbit hole, watching everything Peter Pan.
Okay.
Like what?
Uh,
What specifically?
So what I decided to do, I did find some more today, actually. I'm going to dive deeper, and maybe I'll talk about that next time. But what I started out with, I looked up the 2003 film Peter Pan.
Is that what Jason Isaacs as Hook?
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
What's that supposed to mean? That Pan was hot when I was little. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Blonde hair and blue
I kind of
eyes.
saw the appeal, actually. I'm looking like, damn, these young
Wow.
girls just like, they were probably like, ooh.
Oh yes.
Swoon.
Oh yes.
It is. And I was like, watching and I'm like, this is actually a direct adaptation of the story from the book, actually, because actually I just started to read the book now because I'm like kind of comparing now, and Peter Pan for 2003 is actually a direct adaptation. Like a lot of elements are from the book, exactly. And I was like, it's interesting because I think it's the only film within the quote like universe of Peter Pan that's actually adapting the story. Like Hook is something different altogether. you have like Pan from 2015
I've never seen it.
with Hugh Jackman playing
Here we
Blackbeard,
are now,
and they sing.
Did they sing that one or Bliss Black Creek? No. Both of them.
Yeah, both songs are in the film. Yeah, but they sing. They smell like Teen Spirit and Neverland. I'm thinking, what the?
Only Moulin Rouge can pull off Teen Spirit. Let's be honest.
It's ridiculous.
Moulin Rouge.
I just like so. I love the 2003 Peter Pan. It's like I might have to rewatch it again. It was actually pretty good. Jason Isaac, like he looks, I swear, he's got a lot of lookalikes, but he looks like Ewan McGregor. He looks like Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I wonder why I love him. Maybe we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Ooh, maybe. And then like actually back to back is actually a great double feature. Actually, from Peter Pan 2003, you actually can watch Finding Neverland from 2004.
I've never seen it.
Finding Neverland is actually the story of how J.M. Forgot our author's name. J.M.
Berries.
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
Berries and cream. Berries and cream. I'm a little lad who likes berries and cream.
I'm sorry.
Little lad dance.
As you can tell, we are spending too much time on TikTok.
It's really a fucking disease.
I literally don't watch anything else. I just watch TikTok, so that's why I'm
TikTok. I also watch TikTok, and I also watch a lot of TikTok, so I know the trends. No, so yeah, it's actually it's like a personal story about how he wrote Peter Pan, and it's very touching. Like you get to see the inspiration of all the characters and how he writes the story for kids, and a certain, it's like Johnny Depp plays the author JM, and he's really good in it. Kate Winslet's in it, and actually a connection. Dustin Hoffman is in this movie too.
Really?
It's a weird connection to Hook. I don't know why, but yeah, he's in it playing like a theater friend of JM because he's a playwright, and he actually writes Peter Pan as like a play, which is what it is at first, and eventually gets expanded upon in a novel, yada yada yada. But it's actually a really good fucking film. I'm like, aw. You get to see how Nana becomes Nana. You get to see the kids. It's just like all the boys, and like I cried at the end. It was
now I want to watch it.
It's on HBO Max. It's on
You're
HBO
selling me.
Max. HBO Max right now. You definitely can watch Find Neverland right now. Yeah, I think that is where. Yeah, like I said, I'm in this like Peter Pan rabbit hole right now, so I'll just keep watching it. And I'm on like chapter 4 of Peter and Wendy right now, which is a novel from 110 years ago. So,
have you ever watched the musical? There's like the Broadway musical with Kathy Rigby, I think.
I actually found a bunch of those actually today.
Yeah, I used to watch. It's the pro shot of it. I used to watch that growing up, and it's great. She's so good. There's
several ones they're on YouTube right now. There's one from 2000. There's one from 1976 with Jodie Foster playing Peter Pan. There's one from the classic one from 55, which got broadcast in 1960. And then I found the silent film NBC version from 1924. So
wow.
And they're all on YouTube.
And the NBC version of the musical with Christopher Walken as Hook, and it's something.
Sorry, are we still talking about books, or did we move on?
No,
Shawn, we weren't ever talking about books.
Yeah, no, he was just talking about a book, dude. He just said he was reading a book.
I was reading. I'm still reading Peter and Wendy, which I'll finish. So
cool.
I mean, I know.
What's your book, Shawn?
Is the book that? I was just gonna hold this up while we were talking about
holding
books.
Up your book.
I don't actually have anything like to talk
listeners
about.
For audio version. Make sure you check out the video version on youtube.com/movieblogmerc. So
just while Mike was talking about reading, I wanted to promote a different book just by holding.
I'll promote my book, The Holy Bible.
This is the This is the next book we're covering on Speak the Words. So at Speak Squirrel on Twitter. Go.
There you go.
A plug.
A wild plug.
A wild plug.
Oh yeah.
Sarah,
so I think.
what else have you watched? Oh, okay. Sorry, Mike.
Wow, I
thought Mike was done. I thought Mike was done, bro.
I was going.
Wow.
Wow. Cut. I was gonna say.
Interrupting us with your book. Now interrupting Mike.
That's it. That's all I've covered. Okay. Sarah can talk about whatever she wants now.
Okay, well, you've opened up the floor of things for me to talk about, so you are welcome. Here we go. Before we get to the main thing I want to talk about, apparently, me and my husband before this, we just watched The Dark Knight for some reason, which we probably should have watched the last episode, but
yeah, you know, right?
Great
Man, so good.
fucking movie. So
good. It really just builds. It's great. I don't know why no one talks about this movie. It's so good.
Yeah, no one ever talks about it.
As much as I stare at Heath Ledger's face, you just cannot tell that it's him. It's incredible.
No, it's an incredible performance.
It's so good. It's insane. I think that's one of those movies that people need to step back, not watch it for a while, and then go back to. All the people that are it's not as good as people think it is. Step back, come back in a couple years, and then you'll appreciate how good this movie is.
It is definitely as good as people say it is.
Yeah,
yes,
it is. I hear everyone
incredible.
talking about it. It's incredible. Yeah, I won't deny it.
It's so good. I'm almost caught up on Only Murders in the Building. Bachelor in Paradise has ended. We're starting Bachelorette next week.
A different show, man. Different show.
You asked what I've been watching. I'm all caught up on The Circle. The Circle is really great. You all should watch it.
Okay.
There's this reality show. If you ever heard of The Duggars, I don't watch The Duggars, but I watch Welcome to Plathville, and I'm obsessed with this show. It's this family in Georgia. Same thing. They all grew up away from technology, but the oldest son got married and they got exiled from the family. It's absolutely insane. It's so good. Anyway, it's so good. And real quick, my husband made me watch Dave Chappelle's new special. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Moving on. Very interesting. I personally like Sticks and Stones a little bit better, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't have to get into that. The main topic. About a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, here we go again. I put on the first Harry Potter movie just to,
feel something?
Feel anything at this point. It's spooky month. I really like the first two movies, so we put them on. We didn't finish the first one, if I remember, but I've seen it a million times, so It's okay.
Second one is worse.
Shut up.
The second one is not as good as the first one.
The second one is better than the first one,
no,
but
it's
anyway.
Not. It's the same movie, except
it's good. Anyway, so that started that we watched all 8 movies.
What about the prequels? Are you ready for Secrets of Dumbledore?
Oh, no, we didn't watch those movies. I literally was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What sequels?
I said prequels.
Prequels.
He said prequels.
Then I thought you were going to say, I do have to say, I guess I'll get to it, but the epilogue is ruined for me because of Cursed Child.
Because it's an awful, awful book, and J.K. Rowling should feel very, very bad about a great number of things, but that as well. Yeah.
Who? Yeah, so I said in our little chat that I feel like I should go back and we should redo the Harry Potter podcast because I have we're redoing it.
We said, that's not what we said. You said. You said we should do the books.
We should do the books. I'm saying once I finish the movies, I was like, I definitely changed my opinions on things.
Yeah.
Mainly, I think I was really hard on Half-Blood Prince. I remember always hating Half-Blood Prince. That movie is really good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's my favorite.
It's my husband's favorite. as well. It's such a slow like build.
Yeah.
And then like the score is so subtle compared to all the other movies where like it's just there are scenes where there's no score. I think the whole when they're in the cave, like there really isn't a score going on. And after that with Dumbledore in the tower, it's like silent. It's crazy. The movie is so good. I don't know why I hated it for so long. I also think I read the books all the way through, I think, when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and it's been a long time since I've reread them, and so I'm going to try to start. It's just a task. But I remember not... What? I think I'm going to start tomorrow, like this weekend. But we'll see. I got
give me like a goal to get through before the next time we record.
Okay, let's get through the first book before next time.
Okay,
all right.
2 weeks is enough time for that, yeah.
Yeah, the first book's short. I just remember not liking Order of Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince when I read them the first time. But now that I'm older, I feel like I will be able to comprehend things a little bit easier. Because there's a lot going on in those books. Like
they're long books.
They are really long.
Order's like 800 pages.
So long. I also remember not really liking Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2. And then rewatching them, they're both amazing. I did cry multiple times, of course. I know Shawn said it, I think, on our podcast, that Snape is a terrible person.
Yeah, bad person.
He is a bad person, but I cried so hard at his death. I love Snape. I think he's a great character.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's one of the best.
He's a bad person, but it's still
sad.
He's
an awful person, but...
Yeah.
He's one of the most complex, best characters.
Severus Snape. Dumbledore Snape. I had to look this up to make sure it was true, Sarah, but this book is almost 2 Order of the Phoenixes.
Oh.
Like, Order of the Phoenix is 257,000 words, and this book is around 460,000. It's almost 2 whole order, and I read it in 11 days.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know what it was this time watching them. I felt like I watched the movies like in a new perspective somehow. Like I just felt like I was really able to not judge them from like, oh, well, that's not what happened in the book. Especially, I remember going really hard on Goblet of Fire because Goblet of Fire is my favorite book, and being like, it would be so much better if this happened, if we had this
so
and that.
much in that book.
There's so I still really wish they did more with Barty Crouch Jr.
Barty Crouch, okay.
I wish that stuff was a little bit better, but being able to kind of rewatch that movie, I was like, okay, I like the story that they are telling. Like I like what they've decided to cut out, and I feel like that goes with all the later movies, like. The story that they decide to tell, kind of like by cutting and omitting certain things, is still a really good story. And there is a lot of unnecessary things that I wish they would have just kept in. But they did get to a point where like it was going to be impossible for them to bring back characters they never mentioned, or you know what I mean. Especially Goblet of Fire. For me.
TV show.
We all agree that Adam Driver should be Snape. It's honestly ridiculous.
TV show.
So yeah, the movies are great. Daniel Radcliffe, also a huge Bachelor fan. I think that's all I have to say on Harry Potter. The casting, I kept saying throughout the whole thing, like the casting is insane. Like I don't understand. It's absolutely perfect. And Jason Isaacs as Lucius is so good. And they got so lucky with like all the young actors, especially Daniel Radcliffe and them. Like it's insane. There's nothing like it.
The behind the scenes of Jason Isaacs when he was like doing the scene at the end of Chamber of Secrets where he leaves Dumbledore's office, where he's like, all right, where's Dobby's gonna be? Where's Dobby gonna be? And Chris Columbus was like, he'll be wherever you want him to be, whatever, you know. And then like, and so Jason Isaacs like, okay, and he goes through and he does the thing, and he's like, okay, and he's like, we have to mark these places for post because you you what does he say? He says you slipped here, so we need to add some water or something in post. Or no, he says we need to rub it down because you slipped here. And Jason Isaacs is like, no, I didn't. He's like, but you slipped. I saw you. And he's like, no, I kicked Dobby. I kicked Dobby down the stairs. And then he's like, and what about that thing you did with your cane? He's like, well, Dobby tried to get up, so I hit him. And he's like,
oh,
like,
so he like added that whole thing.
He improvised that.
He improvised that whole thing, and because there was no Dobby on set, it was completely CG. The Chris Columbus was just like, "Oh, you slipped there. We got to rub it down." And he's like, "No, I kicked Dobby."
Wow,
it's really funny.
That's really good, actually. Good.
He's so good.
You know, speaking of books, Sarah, you know what you should read?
Wow.
When I have time, of course, you know.
You should read some Brandon Sanderson. He's pretty good. Anyways,
you know, Shawn, I have a good book for you too.
I need it.
Have you heard the good news?
I heard the good news.
Oh my god.
Do you want to talk about the horrible movie you made me watch?
Yeah, let's do the mood exchange.
Yeah, let's do it. Shawn, I want you to go first because you didn't like it. Also, you chose it, so don't yell at me.
It was okay. It was fine.
So let's set the stage for people who have not watched the previous episode or listened to the episode. Josh gave us a topic of college comedies, and we, you heard us pick out the picks. And to recap, I totally forgot now. Shawn has Neighbors. I have Pitch Perfect, and Sara has
accepted.
I
think.
Yes, that's correct. I can't even remember my own pick for you. God damn it!
Wow. I hope I watched the right movie.
You did. So yeah, and Shawn starts to it was funny because all of us started to watch our films last night at the same time. It was so funny. So Shawn started to type in I'm watching Neighbors, and he's like this. So
and how did you feel about it?
It was okay. There were moments where I laughed. There were a lot of moments where I didn't.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like Seth Rogen's the bad guy in this movie. He's got these frat kids move in. No. Don't give me the I'm young shit. Okay, these frat kids.
Said in the Discord.
No.
Because
no. Listen. Because it isn't about them wanting a better life for their child. Because they're terrible parents. They're awful parents. The first thing they do when this frat group moves next door is they go get fucked up and high and leave their baby alone in the house. That is
you can go to
awful.
jail.
Take the child away. And look, everybody in this movie is a dick, right? But one group is partying all night, sure, being very loud, okay, and then going out during the day and helping the community and cleaning people's cars and they even showed this scene where they're being good people and helping the people that live in the neighborhood. And they're very loud at night. And I don't know if it's just that what's his name?
Oh, here it is.
Zac Efron's maybe I don't know if he's just really charismatic, but I believe that he would have quieted down the party if they'd gone and talked to him. The whole thing is they call him a couple times and he doesn't answer. Yeah, he's having a party. He's not going to answer his phone. Walk over there and be like, "Hey, man, shut the fuck up." And I believe that he was really betrayed when they called the cops instead of going over and talking to him. I kind of feel and they escalated a lot. This dude, they make this dude's they trick these people, this dude's girlfriend, into hooking up with his best friend, and he's really heartbroken about it. He's really upset. It's, I don't know, man. I think they're the bad guys, if I'm being honest. I think they are the villains of this story, and they keep taking it further and further. They try to get him expelled from the And at
It's been
every
a long
turn,
time.
at every turn, he shows himself as like being a nice guy. Like, there's that whole thing with the pledge, where the pledge like freaks out and is like, "I'm done with this" or whatever. And he's like, and he puts on a big act in front of all the students, and he pulls them aside and he goes, "Hey man, what's going on? You seem like you're having a hard time right now. Like, what's happening? Okay, why don't you go up into my room, lock the door, draw yourself a bath?" Like, at every turn, Zac Efron is being shown to be like an understanding and at least decent guy, even though he's a bit of a dick. And Seth Rogen and his wife are just escalating. They flood their basement. like they're the bad guys.
Wow.
That's what I thought of the movie, is that they are bad people. They're Karens is what they are.
Karen?
They're Karens. They are.
Wow.
Watch that movie again and you'll see that they aren't the people you thought they were.
A new perspective. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Keep that in mind.
So you liked it.
I laughed.
Would
at
you
some
watch
parts.
it again?
Maybe for Zac Efron.
Do
you think... Oh, go ahead.
Would you watch the sequel?
I might watch the sequel. I just really like Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be better to watch it with other people? Like with your friends?
No, I don't think that would. Maybe if I was drunk.
That's how I watched it with my friends, and I was drunk. So
maybe
it was
if
hilarious.
I was really fucked up, it might be. It would be hilarious. But
just like a keg party, just drink and watch the movie.
Or just do it by yourself. It's fine.
Yeah, just get fucked up by yourself.
Yeah.
Cake party for one. It's fine.
Yeah, just
don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm not endorsing that. Don't do that. Please don't.
All right, who's up next?
I feel like Mike has a similar kind of movie to her, so Mike can go next.
Pitch Perfect is so much better than Neighbors. What are you talking about?
I mean, similar in the sense of like, I feel like mine's a little bit more grounded than like your guys is like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah, because Pitch Perfect is a bit out there.
It's just the girl like throws up. Like,
yeah, that's the cold open. I'm thinking like, what the fuck? she throws up and then goes into the title scene. I was just like, what the?
Well, Mike watched the first Pitch Perfect movie.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, good. It's a good movie.
It is. I see. The thing is, when I said I didn't like watch them all the way through, I knew I didn't watch the first one because I've always seen the sequels on TV because they always play it 2 and 3 all the time, and it's like, Pitch Perfect, and then I'm like, okay, Pitch Perfect is on HBO Max right now, and I just watched it, and it's I like it. Like I love the dynamics of the girls, and Anna Kendrick's as Becca is great. I love Becca. She's probably the best character I've ever witnessed.
I hate her character.
Jesse's pretty cool. I like Jesse. I feel like I'm most relatable to Jesse in the film.
Who plays Jesse?
No, that's not Ben. That's not what's his name.
Oh, it's not Ben Platt.
No,
Ben Platt.
Ben Pratt is Benji.
Yeah,
Jesse is
and you see the fucking dorm room, and it's full of Star Wars.
Star Wars is when he does the magic.
I'm like,
and he's like crying. I got the magic in me.
I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Skylar Astin is Jesse.
Who was on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, or was before it got canceled. So, he's really good on that show. Anyway,
the music is like good. I mean, it's. And I said I kind of think it's like kind of like Glee in a way.
Oh yeah,
but it's way better than Glee.
You watch yourself.
It's funny. Did you...
I was gonna say in high school, I was in chorus and we staged a riff off.
Yeah,
Oh,
we tried to do that too.
It was actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
No diggery, I gotta back it up.
But our teacher chose different songs.
Yeah,
you didn't sing "Let's Talk About Sex, Baby."
No,
let's talk about you and me.
Yeah, one of the categories in it was like songs about sex, right? Like ladies of the '80s.
It was like One Direction and Maroon 5 songs,
and
some other songs.
It's if you
I got the moves like Jagger.
on IMDb.
No, I came in. Sorry, I came in on Story of a Girl.
Oh,
This
I had to be
is
the-
the story. That one.
Yeah, that one. And I did like the, you know, where they're cutting each other off and stuff. That was mine. Is I cut somebody off with The Story of a Girl. Yeah.
good.
Nobody thought it was cool. None of the other kids
great
thought it was cool.
Oh,
song.
that was a good.
No, I meant the riff off in general. Nobody else at the school thought it was. I went to high school in Florida, Sarah.
Oh, that makes sense.
They were like,
explains
this guy's
it.
kind of. They were looking at me a little weird. You know what I
So
mean?
you like initiated it.
No.
Oh.
Like we staged it. Like the chorus classes staged. Like our teacher forced us to stage a riff off. Like it was all planned ahead of time.
Okay.
Oh, so you like picked every songs you guys are gonna interrupt each other with.
Not us. She did. All right.
Oh,
the chorus
wow.
teacher did. All
Oh,
of
that's
this.
terrible.
Oh my goodness.
She picked all the songs. She assigned them to all of us and everything.
That's not fair.
That's not fun.
But and we did it in the middle of lunch, out in the middle of campus, and nobody thought it was cool. None of the other kids thought it was cool.
No.
oh no.
Oh man.
That was a grade, baby. That was a grade.
Wow. No. Yeah, I loved all the music
Glee.
and I loved all the music in it. IMDb
It was
has
chorus, not Glee. It was
No, but that sounds like a Glee.
Yeah, it
like
does,
the first
it does,
season of
doesn't
Glee
it?
when they're on the
I
stage.
am. If you
Push
look,
it.
if you look on IMDb, there's actually a listing for all the categories that were in the riff off, and one of them for the category is songs that Glee ruined.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for the TV show?
What TV show?
They're doing a TV show reboot.
So here's the
on
thing
Peacock.
about
Pitch Perfect or Glee?
Pitch Perfect.
Bump. Here's the thing about Bump. Okay, Adam Devine. I don't
Yeah.
like Adam Devine that much. I don't. I never liked his. He's such a. I mean, his purpose in the movie is to be like a douchebag character in the movie, but I don't like Adam Devine. I don't see the appeal of Adam Devine at all. And yeah, a Peacock show with him coming back as to play the character again. And
Oh, that's stupid.
yeah, it's all about him basically. And that's
Oh no, you remember what movie is it where they do All of Me? Where he does the All of Me cover. Is that the second movie?
I've never seen it.
I don't know.
I've
I
always
think
seen the
it's
first
second
one.
movie.
Probably.
I didn't know he came back.
No, I thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through. I love Becca's. Becca and I have like a similar college story. Like she was at the radio station, I was at the radio station at my college. It kind of paralleled pretty well, and I was like, oh wow. I never really realized Becca as a character was just so relatable for me in general. So it's very much college life is not what it is in the movie, but you know,
No.
I loved it. I started to watch the second one right after because I was like, all right, I want to see the next one. And I went to the cold open of the movie and I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
I've never seen it.
I stopped like at the beginning, so I didn't finish it. But I'm like, the way they set up the cold open is it's kind of like the first film is like something happens. Oh no. I don't want to spoil it because the reveal is just.
Well, now I gotta go watch it.
All right, I gotta try and. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. I'm trying to
think of a songs that Glee ruined. I think they improved a lot of songs.
Let's see if this works. Okay, we're gonna see if this works.
What are you doing? All through the night I'll wake up. No, this is a spoiler.
No. It's from the it's the ending credits. It's just you gotta. Can you hear it?
No.
Damn, you can't?
Why is it the voice?
No.
You can't hear it?
Is it actually the voice though?
Oh my god, he's on The Voice?
Oh, I've seen this.
You can't hear it though?
No.
Oh,
No.
damn.
No.
Anyways,
That's really the voice.
Yeah,
Oh my
you should go watch
God.
that. Oh, that's not what we meant to do. There we go.
No.
You should go watch that at some point.
I plan on like finishing Pitch Perfect 2.
It's really funny.
3 I've seen the most because my mother watches it a lot, and that movie's ridiculous. That they will go beyond. Like they go like.
That's the one with all the USO tour, right?
Yes.
Where they go on the USO tour, yeah.
Yes, and it involves Fat Amy's like father and John Lithgow doing an Australian accent and just,
John Lithgow. Oh,
yeah,
sold. Love him.
So I Pitch Perfect is I love it. I'll definitely watch it again for sure. So yeah,
it's a good one.
It is. What about Accepted? What about Accepted, Sarah? What about Accepted with Justin Long?
So you guys got a fun musical movie thing.
I got a horror movie.
You got a horror movie. I got the movie Accepted, and I really like this movie. I did not think that this is what this the plot was what the movie was going to be about, but yeah, it was fun. It was cute. It is starring Justin Long, who I really like, who has not aged at all, but does not look like a high schooler.
Right.
Like he literally looks 40, but he's all looks the same. Blake Lively is in it, which I'm not a Blake Lively fan. But she did. Is that a hot take?
I don't give a shit about it, but
I don't. I mean, her character in Gossip Girl was annoying as fuck, so I just don't like Blake Lively. But her and Ryan Reynolds are really cute together. Anyway, Jonah Hill is in it when he was like really fat. Jonah Hill's kind of annoying in it. I don't really care about anything with Jonah Hill, I'm going to be honest. But the premise of the movie is that Justin Long didn't get into any colleges, so he decides to make up his own acceptance letter from the South Harmon Institute of Technology, and they find like a mental institution that's closed down that they like fix up kind of as a college. Then a bunch of people get accepted, and they kind of turn it into its own college, and craziness ensues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good. It has a really good story. In the beginning, I was like, this movie better not be like the end story of this movie better not be like, yeah, college is great. Everyone needs to go to college. Because the movie in the beginning is that with the dad is really harping up like college is going to be the best 4 years of your life, and it's the only way you're going to get jobs. And so I'm like, no, not doing this. But the story, the lesson of like, well, there's like all this stuff that happens that they pick their own classes and their own things that they want to learn about. And the lesson is like, college shouldn't look a certain way. We shouldn't be put into a box. We should choose what we want to learn. We should be creative. Somewhere along the line, everything's kind of got institutionalized. And where's the creativity? And college really isn't the end all be all for the future. That's the lesson I took out of it. I think that's what they were trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I have a couple issues. I like Justin Long a lot. He just does Justin Long with his humor. I really like him in New Girl. I'm just going to talk about Justin Long. He's so funny. He is also a big Bachelor fan, a huge Bachelor fan. So, of course, him and his brother. So, of course, gotta love them. Yeah. I mean, it took some twists and turns, and I liked it. It wasn't it came out in 2006,
6, yeah.
2006, not problematic, really at all. So that's good. Yeah. Oh, and Jerry Gergich from Parks and Rec shows up for like 5 seconds, and I lost my shit. So it was great.
Neighbors had a white dude drop the N-word like a couple times.
Oh,
in that
2014, baby.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was actually only 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes, nothing problematic in yours though, right?
In mine?
Yeah.
No, not really. Not that I could think of. Right. What about you, Mike? Is there anything problematic in your movie?
Probably a Pitch Perfect. Don't they barge in on that girl in the shower?
Yeah, I thought that was so awkward. when they barged back.
Oh yeah, she's like.
I was like, okay, Brittany Snow, you could leave the shower now. But apparently they had a fun time filming that scene. Apparently it was so comfortable and just. I was just looking up trivia for. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Mike. I think that's a different video.
Don't you?
I think you went to the wrong website.
It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. No, folks. No.
All right, dude. All right.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's not what I meant.
Wait, we didn't even talk about Ben Platt. Dear Evan Hansen of fame.
Will
Ben
you
Platt.
shut up about Ben Platt?
I don't ever want to hear about Dear Evan Hansen again.
No.
Ben, I will continue talking about this. I haven't even seen it, but I will continue talking about this strange Muppet-looking man with his wig.
Have you seen the TikTok account that's old Ben Platt?
No.
It's Ben Platt That's his dude that's kind of older, like cosplaying as Ben Platt, promoting the movie, and he's like, "What's up, fellow kids? I was on my way home from school, parents." And I just wanted to stop by and tell you that Dear Evan Hansen is playing now in theaters.
I just think it's so funny and so pretentious that this guy literally has said this movie wouldn't have been made without me. Which maybe you're right, but he really thought he was going to get an Oscar nomination with this movie, and I just think that's so funny. Dude, fuck off.
Yeah.
Here. I'm gonna.
He just screwed his chance because he was pretty likable, and now people cannot stand him, and I just think it's so funny. That's what happens. Anyway, he was good in Pitch Perfect, so
yeah, he was. He was a little bit weird, but that's the character for you.
I got the magic in me.
If anybody wants to see this Ben Platt TikTok account I'm talking about, first of all, I sent the link to you guys in Discord. But it's called Ben Platt, 17 years old.
Oh, check it out on TikTok, folks.
It's really funny. Anyways,
oh my gosh.
Anyway, should we assign the next movies?
Yeah.
Yes. Sarah's picking the theme.
Our theme is movie musicals in honor of Ben Platt. I'm just kidding. Because I like movie musicals. Yeah, let's do it.
I already know which one I'm picking.
All right.
I'm picking for Mike, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike. I should have checked with you to make sure. Have you seen Begin Again with Mark Ruffalo?
That does not count.
Yes, it does. It's a musical.
No, I want
what
Broadway. I said Broadway movie musicals.
No, you didn't.
I'm saying it now.
No.
She's saying it now.
Let me give him a good movie.
There are good Broadway musicals.
Have you seen Hamilton?
I have not.
All right, you gotta watch.
Okay, I'll allow it.
You're making this so boring, Sarah.
What
Dude,
do you
Begin
mean?
Again is. Begin
okay,
Again is
fine.
such
You
a
can
good
watch
movie.
Begin Again.
Now Mike.
No. It's fine.
You sure? You sure?
Watch Begin Again because I really like Begin Again.
Okay.
The music is really good.
It's
okay.
Mark Ruffalo
and the guy that
Keira
directed once and once.
The love of my life, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, I know. He also directed Sing Street. You both have not seen yet.
No, but you gotta watch Begin Again. All right, what's Sarah watching?
Just for that, I'm just gonna say Newsies.
Ooh! I'm excited.
The original movie.
The Christian Bale.
Okay.
The original movie, not the taped.
I've been wanting to watch.
There you go. Newsies.
All right, Shawn.
What do I have to watch?
Have you seen? I think you've seen Sweeney Todd, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The movie,
have you seen?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not the. Never mind. I was gonna say not the Office episode when they do Sweeney Todd.
No, I've seen the movie.
Little Shop of Horrors.
I have not seen Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, Little Shop of Horrors. I think.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like there's been multiple adaptations.
Watch the Rick Moranis one.
I was gonna say it's the '86
film,
not the original 1960 film. It's the '86 film.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah. There
All right.
we go.
I think that's the show.
That is the show.
That's the show. Time for me to go to sleep because I gotta catch a flight tomorrow. Woo woo. Yeah. Anyway, I'm really tired. Yeah.
Me too.
As you can tell, I didn't bring it up. I dyed my hair to look like Ariel, and it came out really red. And now I look like Ariel.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
dye
is
it to
really
look
red.
like Ariel. I just dyed it because I thought the color was pretty. And here we are. Anyway, until next time, you can, I don't know. You can find the show on the movie vlog, Merc. That's the Twitter. Mike, where can the people follow you?
They can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mike Mixtape. Everything I do is in my Twitter bio. Like the Into the Great podcast, the Power Rangers podcast that I do with Shawn. We're still finishing up SPD. And I have my own network of shows where I'm talking. Right now, I'm recording a Doctor Who podcast, so I'm working on episode 3 of TARDIS. So I'm editing those pretty soon as well. After I finish Prime Picks, which is also on this feed from Merc and Movie Blog, so check that out as well. Because, like I said, episode 3 and 4 is going to drop pretty soon in the next coming weeks. Other than that, just follow me wherever you want.
Shawn?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_AFK. Everything that I do is in my bio. I do a show called Speak the Words. That's at Speak Stormlight on Twitter, and it's pretty cool. I'm telling a friend of mine the story of these books. They're not reading them. I'm recounting it to them secondhand, and I think that's kind of a cool concept. So you guys should listen to that.
That is a cool concept. And you can follow me on Twitter at SCBOC, SSCA. BOCK, you can follow. I do a Bachelor recap show. Go Get That Rose with Jay Wade. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Oh my gosh, we have a lot of other shows that go on here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find us on Apple anywhere you can find podcasts.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
anywhere
sure.
you want to listen. Yep.
We have a lot of new shows, fun shows, old shows. My dog is freaking out right now. We will see you next time when we go beyond the screen.